I've opened my picture in SketchClub and I've selected the vector tool. Now I'm going to go to the hat. I've got to make sure that I've got a clean layer. It's so easy to overwrite your actual picture, but you want the layer above. So the first thing I do is choose a color from the hat. So I press my finger down on the hat to get my color. Then I start drawing from where the green arrow. So I'm drawing with my stylus or your finger all the way around the top. You can see it coming around and it has this strange fill at the same time. So I'm coming down towards the end of the hat. Then I'm coming round where the brim is and I'm finishing up where I was before. Now let's do the little piece of the brim. And so I need to select the color, press down on the brim, start in the same place. So I'm coming the top edge first. And it looks really weird when it comes, but you see how then it comes down. And I'm getting to the end, I'm coming down to the bottom bit of the brim. And this is where your line gets obscured by the actual tool. But you just have to concentrate on the edge. Forget about what the fill is doing and then finish where you started. Now I've got pieces of the edge which weren't great, so I'm going to just create a shape to go around there. Don't worry too much. I'm just really drawing a shape, a line around it to fill it in. Next, I want to bring a layer down under the hat, and this is where I'm going to put the face. So I want to select the pink on the face, and I'm going to start on the left top, coming down around the bottom of the face, holding down my stylus the whole time, coming up. And then really I should just make a big arc because this comes under the hat, but stupidly I trace the edge of the hat and I leave some bits. So I'm going to have to draw a circle later around where I missed it. But I could easily have made it a bit higher when I was doing it because it comes under the hat. It's on a different layer. Right, now we want to do the eyes. So I want to create a layer above the face. Here we are. Oops, I put it below it, but I'll move it back up. And I also want to turn the face off so I can see the eyes. So now I've got the layer above the face and I'm going to draw the eyes. So I come in, I get my black by pressing down with my finger on the eye, and I'm starting at the top. And I'm tracing the flower, the black flower. And here I actually do only half, and I go back up just to try and see what it's like to do it in two, but I don't find it any easier. So then I start again, come round, and then I do the second part of it. The next eye I'm actually going to do in one. So I come all the way, trace it all the way. Try and just think of tracing the outline. Don't worry too much about the fill. And that's finished. Now I'm going to do the red cheek. So again, I'm tracing around the edge. And now for the second cheek. And because it's obscured, I just decide myself on how I'm going to make it look. More or less make it look like a flat flower. And then finally, I'm going to do the mouth. And again, sometimes I prefer just to do my own little sketch for the mouth, so it's as I want it rather than exactly as it is on the screen. So that's that finished. Let's switch the face back on and see what that looks like. Okay, I see I've made a mistake with that right hand eye. So you can repair this with a brush because actually this isn't proper, or that's called a vector tool. It doesn't actually create vectors, it creates pixels. So I get my brush, I choose the black, fill in that part. Then I'll choose again some of the face by pressing down. Just repair it a bit with the brush. I go over to the left hand eye and I just correct that a little bit. Oops, wrong color. Got to choose the black. Great. You've got to make sure you're on the right layer. So you need to make sure you were on the eye layer. Otherwise you're drawing on, this is so easy to forget. Okay, so we're going to go to the picture layer, and above it, with the plus sign, you're going to add another layer. And this is where you're going to put the apron and the collar. So I choose my white and I do the collar. Oh yes, mustn't forget to choose the vector tool because I've been on the brush tool. So I start coming down around the bottom and then make a little arc and finish where I started, and then the other one around the bottom and just a little bit of an arc and come back to where I started. Then it's onto the apron. And I'm going to do this just a little bit faster, so I've speeded this up a bit. Tracing around the outside. Now we want to do the blouse underneath, so we need to create a layer underneath that, and we need to turn off the apron so we can see underneath. Oh, wrong one. That's it, apron. Get the color, and where the green arrow is where I start. Coming around the first sleeve. And with this one, I don't have to do all the way to the bottom. I know this is going to get covered by the apron. So I can come round because the apron is on a layer on top. Do the other sleeve. Stylus coming up the arm. And then I want to do a little arc where okay. Now I want to turn the apron back on, and let's have a look at the whole thing with the picture off. So I turn the picture off using the eye, and that's what it looks like at the moment. Turn the picture back on, and then so on and so forth until finally you have your full picture.